Good morning to all. From last 3 to 4 lectures, we are discussing unit number 4, that is Introduction to Digital Circuits. And in this discussion, we have already completed logic gates. So different types of logic gates along with its truth table we have seen. Then we have seen the standard logic expression forms, that is sum of product and product of sum. So the Boolean expression can be represented in two ways. Okay, first one was sum of product, and the second one was product of sum. So we have already seen both representations, and also we have introduced the concept of min term and max term. Okay, so always remember, min term is denoted by small m suffix 0 or 1 2 3 4 like that, and it will be always associated with sum of product, whereas max term will be associated with product of sum, and it is denoted by capital M. Okay, so you can, those who are absent, you can go to the PPT that I have already forwarded to you. And now in today's lecture we will discuss about the logic expression, realization and minimization. So we will see different Boolean expression and we will try to minimize the logic expression, Boolean expression. Okay, and this minimization is generally done by using K-map, that is Karnaugh map. So in your syllabus, the K-map, the use of K-map is up to 4 variables. 4 variables K-map are only there. Okay, so we will discuss 2 variable K-map, 3 variable K-map and 4 variable K-map in our subsequent lectures. So in this particular lecture, we will start with the introduction regarding what is K-map, and we will see 2 variable K-map. Okay, so logic expression, realization and minimization using K-map. I have already told you why we need to minimize any Boolean expression is that if you do not minimize that expression, then the number of gate, that means the resources, will be more. So what we are doing by simplifying or by minimizing the Boolean expression, we are making our so we are actually making our resources less, so that the cost will be also, the cost of digital circuit will be less. Okay, so just remember this point, why we are going for the simplification and minimization, because of the we require our digital circuit to be cheap, and as well as less resources should be used. Okay, so these are few points which we will be needed in order to proceed with our discussion. First point is Boolean expression can be simplified algebraically. We have seen that simplification can be done algebraically as well as using graphically, that means using K-map. So out of this, when we simplify the Boolean expression algebraically, you have to follow many algebraic rules, laws and theorems. And how will you use these rules, laws and theorem will depend on, its effectiveness will depend on how much you know about, how much you remember these rules, laws, theorems, and how will you apply these laws to the Boolean expression. Okay, so hence the algebraic approach is not a quite systematic approach, you can see. Why? Because its effectiveness depends on familiarity and ability to apply Boolean algebraic rules, laws and theorems. So this may vary from person to person, right? So it is not treated as a systematic method. On the other hand, the Karnaugh map, that is K map, so this is nothing but the name of scientist Karnaugh. So Karnaugh map, K map method, on the other hand, is a systematic method of simplifying Boolean expressions. Okay, so why we generally use K map method? Because it is systematic method and it is very easy to learn as compared to using Boolean expression simplification using algebraic methods. In algebraic methods, you have to remember all these algebraic rules, laws and theorems. Okay, so what is actually K-map? K-map is a chart or a graph composed of an arrangement of adjacent cells, each representing a particular combination of variables in sum or in product form. Okay, so we will see after a moment how K-map actually looks like. Just remember the cells. Once you will observe there will be many squares in K-map. So all these squares are called as cells. Okay. So basically K-map is a mean to show the relationship between logic inputs and desired output. Right. Now an n variable function can have 2 raised to power n possible combination of product terms in SOP form. Right. We have already seen that n variable function can have 2 raised to power n possible combinations of product terms. Whenever there is product terms, that means in sum of products or sum terms in product of sum. है ना? Possible combination, possible number of min term and max term, both were 2 raised to power n. We have seen that. Now since K-map is graphical representation of Boolean expression, two variable K-map will also follow same process, 2 raised to power n only. So two variable K-map will have 2 raised to power 2, that is 4 cells. टोटल 4 स्क्वायर होंगे आपके के मैप में, 2 वेरिएबल, whereas 3 variable k map will have 2 raised to power 3, that is 8 cells or squares, and 4 variable function will have 2 raised to power 4 equals to 16 cells. Right, if you go for the 5 variable, then it will be 2 raised to power 5 equals to 32 cells, but in our syllabus discussion will be only up to 4 variable k map. Okay, then again this point we have already discussed, but again we will take it just as the points to be remembered. Okay, so this discussion we have already done, but we will again read it one more time, we will go through one more time, and we will try to remember these points. So any Boolean expression can be expressed in standard or canonical sum of product, that is SOP form, or in standard product of sum form. Okay, so we have known that we have seen the both representations of Boolean expression. We have seen standard sum of product form as well, and we have seen standard product of sum form as well. Right, a standard SOP form is one in which number of product terms, each one which contains all the variables of the function either in complemented or uncomplemented form, are summed together. Right, we have seen that each of the product term in standard SOP form is called as min term, and it is denoted by like this: M0, M1, M2, M3, etc. Okay. Similarly, a standard POS form is one in which the number of sum terms now in product of sum, the terms will be in the form of sum, and the operation between two terms will be product. So each one of contains all variables of the function either in complemented or uncomplemented form, and these are multiplied together. Each of the sum terms in standard POS form is called as max terms, and these are the representation of max terms. It will be denoted by capital M, suffix 0, M1, M2, M3, etc. Now we have also seen using some examples that a standard SOP form can be always converted to a standard POS form. Standard SOP form can be always converted to standard POS form. How? By treating the missing min terms of SOP form as max terms of POS form. So suppose now you have SOP form, you have found out the min terms in SOP form. Okay, so let's assume that your SOP form is a two variable function. So this will be their min terms: M0, M1, M2, and M3. For two variable function, this will be the min terms in SOP form. If let's say in your function, just we will assume that suppose in your function minterms M0 and M2, only two minterms are present in your SOP form, that is standard SOP form. Then the remaining, that is M1 and M3, these two are missing. Okay, so these two missing minterms in the SOP form, you can treat it as max terms in a POS form. मतलब आप सेम एक्सप्रेशन अगर आपने मीन टर्म्स फाइंड आउट किया, एसओपी स्टैंडर्ड एसओपी फॉर्म पहले आपको निकालना पड़ेगा. फ्रॉम दैट यू विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ मेनी मीन टर्म्स आर देयर इन एसओपी फॉर्म. जो मीन टर्म्स उसमें मिसिंग है तो वो आप क्या करोगे, यू विल कंसिडर देम एज मैक्स टर्म्स इन POS form. So always remember, a standard SOP form can be converted into standard POS form, and likewise standard POS form can be converted into standard SOP form. So similarly standard POS form can be always converted to the standard SOP form. अब यहाँ पे क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको, let's say four max terms are present here. Out of them, first three max terms are present, and M3, that is last max term, is absent, that is missing. So how will you convert this product of sum form into sum of product form? So now in sum of product form, M3 will be only present here. Only M3 will be present in sum of product. Why? Because M3 was missing in product of sum. तो जो यहाँ पे मिसिंग है वो वहाँ पे प्रेजेंट रहेंगे, और जो यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट है वो वहाँ पे मिसिंग रहेंगे. So this is how you can convert. So just remember that if in question we have already seen couple of numericals and our approach was like this only. So what we have done in that numerical, we have first find out that whether the given expression is in sum of product form or product of sum form. अगर sum of product form में होता तो आपने पहले min terms find out किए, और जो min terms में missing थे वो आपके max terms हो गए. राइट. सिमिलरली अगर आपका बुलियन एक्सप्रेशन जो गिवन है वो प्रोडक्ट ऑफ सम के फॉर्म में है, देन वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट मैक्स टर्म फर्स्ट, एंड दोज टर्म्स हु आर which are missing in the POS form, then you have to treat it them as min terms in SOP form. Okay, so I hope these points are clear to you. Now we will proceed. Now this is very important. So our lectures will be aligned in this manner. In today's lecture we will see about two variable k map. In maybe next lecture we will see about three variable k map and few examples on that, and after that we will see four variable k map. Okay, so in order to discuss the k maps you should be familiar with the min terms, max terms, standard SOP form, standard POS form. तो जिनको भी कुछ डिफिकल्टी है इन दिस पॉइंट्स, देन यू शुड गेट इट क्लियर एज सून एज पॉसिबल, बिकॉज विदाउट अंडरस्टैंडिंग दीज मेनी कंसेप्ट्स you will not be able to grasp the K map, and K map is very very important. अगर theoretical पेपर भी होता है आपका, तो इन दैट केस मिनिमम 8 to 10 मार्क्स का एक क्वेश्चन तो रहता ही है मिनिमम. ओके, it is very easy actually, but you should be able to understand it first. So again, जिन्होंने मिस किया earlier lecture, I will urge them to go through our discussions. They are already mentioned. The link is already given to you. Just go through them. उसके डिस्क्रिप्शन में मैंने लिखा है कि इसमें कौन कौन से टॉपिक कवर आई हैव कवर्ड. Okay, so kindly go through them. And for KMAP, which points you should clear? Min terms, max terms, sum of product, that is standard sum of product and standard product of sum. उसके बाद में you will be able to understand KMAP. Okay, is it fine? All right. So now we will discuss about two variable K-map. So again, in two variable K-map also, there will be mapping of SOP expression as well as there is mapping of POS expression. है ना? K-map can be mapped by using two expressions in two representation. SOP form में भी आप mapping कर सकते हैं and in POS form also you can map. Okay. So now in this slide we will see about the mapping of SOP expression. Okay. Where two variable has 2 raised to power 2, that is total 4 squares. So again you have to remember similar, this formula is similar to the max term min terms. Okay. So if your function is two variable function, then total squares in your K-map will be 2 raised to power 2 equals to 4. You can observe here, this is the general form, general K-map, general diagram of K-map. You can observe that for two variable. Okay. So now here you can observe two variables are nothing but variable A and variable B we have taken, and you can observe here variable A is on this side, and variable B is on this side. So again, maximum values of any variable in Boolean expression can be 2. दो ही वैल्यू हो सकती है, either it will be 0 or 1. So A की corresponding value 0 1 यहाँ पे दो rows A के लिए, and here two columns are dedicated to two different values of B, that is 0 and 1. Okay, 0 1 for B, 0 1 for A. Now since it is 2 by 2 2 by 2 squares are there, that is two rows and two columns arrangement is there. So each square or each this block will be called as one cell. So how many cells are there total? 4. 1 2 3 and 4. So always remember the number of cells will be given by 2 raised to power n formula, where n is nothing but the number of variables used in your function. तो जब भी दो वेरिएबल के मैप के ऊपर आएगा तो आपका के मैप विल लुक लाइक दिस ओनली. नाउ इफ आई ऑब्जर्व दिस सेल, so for this cell what is the value of B? The associated value of this cell, the value of B for this cell is 0, है ना? ये कॉलम में नहीं ये सेल, सो 0. एंड व्हाट विल बी द वैल्यू ऑफ A? सो A की इस रो में है आपका फर्स्ट सेल, so this cell is nothing but it is representing 0 0. Similarly this will be, and always remember that your A will be MSB, it is most significant bit, that is A आपको सबसे पहले लिखना है, B पहले मत लिख लेना. Always remember that A you have to write first, so 0 0. अगेन इस सेल के लिए भी A 0 ही है, मगर आपका B अब 1 है, so 0 1. Then again in this cell the value of A is 1, value of B is 0, and again in this one also the value of A is 1 and B is 1. Okay, so now you can observe that since it is we are studying, we are mapping for sum of product, the mapping for sum of product, then we will be associated with min terms. Okay, अगर product of sum होता तो we will be associated with max terms. So hence this 0 0 nothing but binary equivalent for 0 0 is 0, decimal equivalent for binary code 0 0 is 0. So hence this min term will have m suffix 0. Similarly this is binary code for decimal 1, so m1. This is binary code for decimal 2, hence m2. Likewise this is the binary code for decimal 3, that is m3. Okay, So M0, M1, M2 and M3. So since 0, 0 is there in sum of product representation, what we have to do? We have to assign, when the value assigned to a variable is 0, then you have to take its complementary form. So you can observe here, since the value associated this cell was 0, 0, you have to take the complements of both variable a bar, b bar. Okay. Similarly here 0, 1, so a bar, b. So whenever the value associated with your variable is 1, you have to take uncomplimentary form. मतलब सिंपली ए और बी लेना है आपको जब आपकी वैल्यू 1 है. अगर 0 है तो यू हैव टू टेक कॉम्प्लीमेंट. वी आर डिस्कसिंग सम ऑफ प्रोडक्ट. प्रोडक्ट ऑफ सम में उसके उल्टा हो जाता है. ऑलराइट. So this representation, you should remember, it is very easy actually, and this will be the common for any two variable k map. सिर्फ आपकी मैपिंग अलग होगी, बाकी रिप्रेजेंटेशन जो भी होगा के मैप का टू वेरिएबल फंक्शन के लिए, दैट विल बी सेम. So is it understood how we have given the designation here M0, M1, M2, M3, and this is this general form? Is it understood to you? If you are having any problem, then you can ask. Okay. So now this is this point we will see. If one is placed, so this is regarding the structure of your two variable k map. So for every two variable k map will look like this, and obviously we are discussing the SOP expression. So that's why we have taken this a bar into b bar, and this we have represented as min terms. अगर ये POS होता तो we have to write max terms here. Okay, that is the only difference. Now, one more important point you should remember, that 1 is placed in any square indicates that corresponding minterm is included in the output expression. अगर आपके इस each cell में, if in your cells, if there can be again minterms will have either the value of 0 or 1 only, M0, M1, M2, M3. ओके. तो अगर आपके फंक्शन में अगर ये मिन टर्म m0 प्रेजेंट है तो आपको 1 यहाँ पे पुट करना पड़ेगा. यू हैव टू कीप द वैल्यू एज 1. और अगर वो मिन टर्म आपके आउटपुट फंक्शन में नहीं है, दैट मीन्स यू हैव टू पुट 0 हियर. So same thing have been mentioned here, that corresponding minterm is included in the output expression. If 1 is placed in the square indicates वो आपके आउटपुट एक्सप्रेशन में है, एंड अ 0. और अगर यहाँ पे यू कैन ऑब्जर्व हियर इन दिस ब्लॉक, so this block is nothing but a mapping of the expression. The expression is given as function equals to summation of minterms 0 to 3. इसका मतलब क्या है कि 0 to 3 ये तीन minterms आपके फंक्शन में प्रेजेंट है. Okay, so what we have done, we have first drawn these two variable a map. So the structure will be same. सबसे पहले ये complete square निकालना है 2 by 2 का. Then you have to do this line, and here it will be a, it will be b. So values associated with a will be 0, 1, value associated with b will be 0 and 1. Then you now know that this will be 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is for our reference. ये लिखे नहीं तो भी चलेगा 0, 1, 2, 3. I have just, or you can just write it for your understanding purpose. है ना, कॉर्नर में एक छोटा सा आप लिख सकते हैं 0 1 2 3। मतलब क्या, इट इंडिकेट्स द सफिक्स ऑफ योर मीन टर्म्स। तो अगर आपको M2 ढूंढना है तो आप क्लियरली आप यहाँ पे इसके सफिक्स पे जाएंगे। दिस सेल इज नथिंग बट M2, दिस इज M3, दिस इज M1, दिस इज M0, so it will be easy for you. All right, so whenever there is, in this function you can observe there are three min terms. So that means अगर आपके फंक्शन में वो min term present है तो you have to put 1 here. Okay, so you can observe 0 is present, so hence 1 is, we have put 1 here. 2 is present, so again 1 is written here. 3 is also present, then we have also written 3 here. But the min term 1 is not present, so hence we have put 0 there. एक तो आप 0 लिख सकते, अदरवाइज आपने ब्लैंक अगर नो एंट्री एट ऑल रखा तो भी चलेगा। एक तो 0 लिखो या फिर कुछ भी नहीं लिखा तो भी चलेगा, राइट। 0 और no entry in any square indicates that the corresponding min term does not appear in the expression for output. So this is how you have to do the mapping. Okay, so you have to understand this. This is very simple. How to map? I hope you understand. All right. So now we will proceed. So one more example is we have taken here that you have, suppose the example you have to map the expression f equals to summation of m 1 comma 2. That means in your function, two min terms are present and the two min terms are 1 and 2. So now you have to map this function f equals to summation of min terms 1 comma 2. So 1 comma 2 is nothing but, it is nothing but two terms, min terms are present m1 plus m2. Since it is product of sum, so you have to give sum. So very simple. Again, you have to draw 2 by 2 k map. Means why? Because it is two variable function. And then you have to put a here and values of a associated with it 0 1, b and values of b associated with values associated with b are 0 and 1. So again 0 0 will be 0 1 2 3. You can write this at the corner. Now only 1 and 2 are present, so we are just we are writing 1 here and 2 here. Okay, so only m1 and m2 are present, so we have given 1 1 here and 0 and 3 are absent, so hence we have written 0 0 here. You can keep it as blank also, no problem. Okay, but generally we give 0 0 here. So I hope this mapping concept is clear to you. So what you have to do, you have to first draw the k map. This is the representation of two variable k map, is very easy क्योंकि चार ही सेल है और वहाँ पे आपको जस्ट यू हैव टू मैप देम. सो दिस प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड एज मैपिंग. व्हाट यू आर डन, यू हैव मैप द मीन टर्म्स ऑन द की मैप. जो आपके मीन टर्म्स फंक्शन में थे, आपने क्या किया, मैप. ऑलराइट, सो देन नाउ सेकेंड पार्ट इज, तो फर्स्ट आपकी मैपिंग हो गई अभी. नाउ देयर इज अ मिनिमाइजेशन कंसेप्ट. Okay, so first thing you have to do, step one is whichever is your function, you have to convert that function. If it is in standard SOP, then it's well and good. Okay, बट अगर वो फंक्शन SOP में नहीं है, स्टैंडर्ड SOP में, स्टैंडर्ड SOP फॉर्म में नहीं है, then you have to convert it into standard SOP form first. Okay, and then you have to collect all the min terms present in the SOP form. जो min terms present है तो आप के मैप में उसकी वैल्यू 1 पुट करोगे, जो min terms present नहीं है वहाँ पे आप 0 वैल्यू पुट करोगे. Okay, very simple. Now this minimization concept is very important and it will be the same throughout 2 variable K map, 3 variable K map, 4 variable K map. So just try to understand this concept. Okay. So minimization of SOP expression. To minimize a Boolean expression given in SOP form by using K-map, we have to look for the adjacent squares having ones. That is, min terms adjacent to each other and combine them to form a larger square to eliminate some variables. So after the mapping, so first step in the minimization, what you have to do? You have to look for the adjacent squares where that the cell is having 1. मतलब आपको ऐसे स्क्वायर को देखना है जिनके एडजेसेंट स्क्वायर, एडजेसेंट मतलब उसी के बाजू में जो है. तो यू हैव टू लुक फॉर द एडजेसेंट स्क्वायर्स दोज आर हैविंग वैल्यूज 1, है ना. तो आपको जनरली ऐसा 2x2 का आपका ए मैप रहेगा. तो जहाँ पे भी 1 1 एडजेसेंट है, जैसे एक तो ऐसा हो सकता है या फिर ये दोनों दे आर ऑल्सो एडजेसेंट, या फिर ये दोनों या फिर ये दोनों. तो यू हैव टू गो फॉर द एडजेसेंट स्क्वायर्स जिनकी वैल्यू 1. ओके, सो अगर आपने ऑब्जर्व कर लिए वो, उसके बाद में आपको क्या करना है? टू स्क्वायर्स आर सेड टू बी एडजेसेंट टू ईच अदर. नाउ दे हैव गिवन द डेफिनेशन ऑफ एडजेसेंट. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय एडजेसेंट? So in English we have understood the term adjacent, but here the meaning of adjacent is little bit different. So they have given the definition for it. Two squares are said to be adjacent to each other when if their minterms differ in only one variable. Now this is very interesting. You have to remember that their minterms should differ only by one variable. For example, in a two variable K map, M0 and M1. So M0 is represented as A bar B bar and M1 is represented as A bar B. है ना, 0 0 0 1. So now if you observe these two terms, then you can observe the A bar is common in both and only there is a difference between B. यहाँ पे B bar है, you can observe here it is B bar and here it is B. So hence you can say that M0 and M1 are adjacent cells. Why? Because they are differ in only one variable. दोनों वेरिएबल नहीं होना चाहिए डिफरेंट, only one variable should be different. Okay, so you can observe the example is clearly mentioned here. For example, in two variable K map M0 M1, that is A bar B bar and A bar B differ in only one variable, that is B. A bar is common to both of them. Similarly, again few examples are given. Minterms M0 and M2. So now observe, M0 is nothing but A bar B bar and M2 is nothing but A B bar. So now again if you observe these two, then again you will be able to understand that here B bar present here and here also B bar. So B bar is constant, but here A bar and A is different. So hence these two will be also adjacent. It is called as adjacent squares, M0 and M2. Similarly, M1 is shown by A bar B and M3 is AB. Again, you can observe B is constant here, B, whereas A bar and A are changing. So what you have to observe? You have to observe that the two cells will be adjacent only when out of two variable, one should be constant and only one variable should vary. Again, example is M2 and M3 are adjacent to each other because M2 is denoted by A bar B. Sorry, this is wrong. It should be AB bar. No? Okay, don't worry, I will make corresponding changes and forward PPT to you. So this should be this M2. So M2 AB bar and M3 AB. So in M2 and M3 also A is fixed, A is constant, whereas B is varying. Here it is B and here it is B bar. So these are the adjacent pair of cells. So total we have seen four pairs of adjacents. Okay. Here it was M0 M1, then M0 M2, M1 M3 and M2 M4. However, mean terms M0 and M3. Now if you observe mean terms M0 and M3, will you call them adjacent to each other? Will you call these mean terms as adjacent mean terms? Can anyone reply? ये दोनों हो गए क्या adjacent? M0 और M3 उसका रिप्रेजेंटेशन कैसा है? A bar B bar and M3 is given by AB. Now here you can observe no variable is constant. A bar का यहाँ पे A हो गया और B bar का यहाँ पे B हो गया. So now both variables are changing. What you want, your cell will be adjacent only when only one variable should differ, not two. है ना? Only one variable should differ, not two. So M0 and M3 will not be adjacent to each other. Similarly, M1 and M2. If you observe M1 and M2, then again you will be able to understand that here it is A bar, here it is A, it is B bar, it is B simply, and here it is B bar. Okay, so again here A and B both are varying. So hence these two pairs, that is M0 and M3 and M1 and M2, are not adjacent to each other because they differ in more than one variable. So this adjacent concept is very important. Okay, is it clear to you? कौन से दो टर्म्स एडजेसेंट होंगे कौन से नहीं, आपको क्या करना है? यू हैव टू ऑब्जर्व दैट आउट ऑफ टू वेरिएबल्स वन वेरिएबल शुड रिमेन कांस्टेंट एंड अदर ओनली वन वेरिएबल शुड बी डिफरेंट. यहाँ पे उसका कॉम्प्लीमेंट तो वहाँ पे कॉम्प्लीमेंट नहीं होना चाहिए. दैट्स इट. इज इट अंडरस्टूड? This is very basic and very important. Now, two minterms which are adjacent to each other. Now we know what are adjacent minterms. So if two minterms which are adjacent to each other can be combined to form a bigger square. Okay, can be combined to form a bigger square. मतलब दो minterms अगर जो adjacent minterms है वो अगर आपने combine की ना तो एक बड़ा square हो जाएगा and that square will be called as two square. क्यों? क्योंकि उसमें दो square है ना. So hence it can be called as two square or it is also called as a pair. Pair मतलब जोड़ी. Okay. So two minterms which are adjacent to each other can be combined to form a bigger square which is called as a pair. I will not call it as two square. Okay, I will call it as a pair. In our discussion we will say that it will be pair. Okay, so this eliminates one variable. Now why we are doing this, why we are combining two adjacent minterms? By combining two adjacent minterms you will be able to eliminate one variable. And since we are discussing the minimization concept, minimization is nothing but eliminating which is not important, or simplifying the expression. And how will your expression will be simplified? You have to eliminate the redundancy from the expression. Okay, so when you understood the concept of adjacent cell, then you can join those two adjacent cells and they will be called as a pair. And when you joined the two cells in that process, the one variable will be eliminated. And which variable? जो कांस्टेंट था वो एलिमिनेट होगा कि जो वेरिएबल था वो एलिमिनेट होगा? तो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर द वन वेरिएबल विच इज नॉट कॉमन इन बोथ, मतलब जो वेरी हो रहा था. तो लेट्स से अगर मैंने m0 और m2 को कंबाइन किया, देन आफ्टर दिस कॉम्बिनेशन which term I will get? It will be b bar. Why? Because b bar is constant in both. A bar will be removed, a bar and a. So 8 variable will be eliminated if I combine these two minterms. Okay. If I combine these two minterms, then which variable will be eliminated? Can anyone reply? If I combine m1 and m3, then which variable should eliminate? A eliminate होगा कि B? नहीं, B नहीं होगा, because B is constant. यहाँ पे भी B है, यहाँ पे भी B है. Whereas here it is complemented form, it is in complemented form and it is in uncomplemented. So A is varying. So that's why A will be, जो vary हो रहा है वो eliminate हो जाएगा. Again, suppose I have combined m0 and m3, then which variable will be eliminated? Sorry, here not this is equal. Suppose I am combining m2 and m3. Why? Because these are adjacent. m0 m3 these are not adjacent. तो अगर मैंने m2 और m3 अगर combine किया तो which variable will be eliminated? Again same, A, right? So in this way you have to remember this, that whenever you are combining two minterms which are adjacent to each other, then in that process one variable will be eliminated, and that variable which is not common to both minterms will be eliminated. मतलब वो वेरिएबल एलिमिनेट हो जाएगा जो दोनों में कॉमन नहीं है. जो कॉमन है दैट विल रिमेन एज इट इज. Okay, so now again it will be now clear to you. So this slide is very important. Again, these 5 total k maps are there. Total 5 k maps are shown here, and these are the possible minterms grouping in two variable k map. Okay, so grouping can be done only of the adjacent cells, the cells which are adjacent to each other. What do you mean by adjacent? Two cells will be adjacent when only one variable is varying. Out of two variables, one variable should vary and other variable should be constant. So it is the definition of adjacent cell. So now these are the maximum combinations. So now let's see that one by one. So suppose I'm talking about this k map. Okay, so I got one question. Okay, just pay attention here. You'll be able to understand. all cases are discussed in a single PPT slide here. So suppose I am considering now f1 equals to f1. I am considering the function f1. So f1 कैसे है, यहाँ पे two min terms are present, 0 and 1. So hence we have put 1 1 here. Okay, so you can observe here first line that m0 and m1 can be combined. Suppose आपके f1 में m0 and m1 है और m2 m3 नहीं है. Now we are seeing how the combination taking place. Okay, so 0 is 1 and 1, that is min term 1 is, we have put this value. m0 प्रेजेंट है इसलिए यहाँ पे 1 पुट किया और m1 प्रेजेंट है इसलिए 1. Now these two ones, if you observe carefully, that these two are nothing but the adjacent cells. Why? Because if you observe between these two, the value of A is constant, it is 0, but B is varying. So hence it is called as adjacent cells. Now these two adjacent cells can be combined to form a pair. है ना, जो अर्लियर स्लाइड में वी हैव सीन व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ पेयर. जब दो एडजेसेंट सेल्स आप कंबाइन करते हो देन इट विल बी कॉल्ड एज अ पेयर. नाउ व्हेन यू कंबाइन two adjacent cells, you can observe here we are told that one variable will be eliminated. Now which variable will be eliminated? The one which is varying. Just observe here. Due to this combination, A की वैल्यू तो 0 ही थी, इट वॉज कॉन्स्टेंट, बट B वॉज वेरिंग. B के दोनों वैल्यू आ गए ना इसमें इन द कॉम्बिनेशन, so that's why B will be eliminated. Similar thing is explained here. M0 M1 can be combined to yield F1 equals to M0 plus M1. So now we have just put M0 is nothing but A bar B bar, M1 is nothing but A bar B. है ना. So here by taking A bar common, I have taken A bar common. This is just for the proof कि B कैसे आपका एलिमिनेट हो रहा है, B बार कैसे एलिमिनेट हो रहा है, सॉरी B वेरिएबल कैसे एलिमिनेट हो रहा है ना. तो पहले आपका रिप्रेजेंटेशन कैसा था, दो टर्म थे, इसलिए A बार B बार प्लस A बार B. So A bar can be taken as common and B plus B bar is nothing but 1. So this value of this bracket becomes 1. So A bar into 1 will be A bar. Right? So you can observe here it is F1 equals to A bar. Why A bar? Because if you observe the value associated with A, which was constant here, it is 0. So 0 tha, isliye we have taken complement. Okay. Similarly, just observe second K map. Here which two terms are present? M0 and M2. This is regarding second line. M0 and M2 can be combined to yield F2 equals to M0 plus M2, where M0 is nothing but A bar B bar and M2 is nothing but AB bar. Now again you can take B bar common. So in bracket रहेगा A bar plus A. So again complement ORing with the variable is nothing but 1. है ना, ये दोनों, इसका आंसर विल बी ऑलवेज 1 बिकॉज इन दो इनपुट में से एक हमेशा हाई रहेगा और ऑपरेशन है, दैट मीन्स इफ एनी वन ऑफ योर इनपुट इज हाई आउटपुट विल बी हाई, तो यू विल गेट बी बार. तो यहाँ से भी आप देख सकते, जब आप दोनों ये कंबाइन करोगे देन व्हाट यू विल सी दैट द वैल्यू ऑफ बी इज कांस्टेंट हियर फॉर बोथ द सेल्स and it is 0. So since it is 0, you have to give the bar B bar, and A was varying and hence variable A was eliminated. Similarly you can verify for F3 and F4. देखो F3 में ये दोनों जब कंबाइन किए तब A की वैल्यू क्या थी, वैरी हो रही थी, राइट, और B की वैल्यू was 1 constant. So hence F3 equals to B. Similarly F4 में you have combined these cells like this and A was constant for the both cells, so hence the value of A was 1 and 1 था इसीलिए A as it is, अगर 0 रहता तो A bar. So these possible 4 grouping can be done for a pair. Okay, तो अगर दो अगर present है, two min terms are present like this, then you can just combine them and you can eliminate one variable. हो गया ना सिंप्लीफाई। यहाँ पे ही देखो आप, यहाँ पे पहले दो टर्म रिक्वायर्ड थे, बट आपने जब दोनों कंबाइन किए तब आपको एक ही टर्म में आपका काम हो गया। सो दिस इज नथिंग बट द minimization. So this minimization can be done by combining two cells. Okay, now let's say कि आपका फंक्शन है f5 and in f5 in this function all the minterms are present, m0, m1, m2 and m3. So here you can observe 1 1 1 1 is there. So now you can now combine all four ones and it will be called as quad. We will see the definition, QUAD. चारों आप कंबाइन कर सकते, ठीक है, it will be called as quad. Now when you will combine all of them, then now what is your observation, that when you do this type of box here, then you can observe that along this box the value of b is also varying, the value of a is also varying, है ना। ए की वैल्यू भी 0 1 यहाँ पे इस बॉक्स में आ रही है और बी की वैल्यू भी 0 और 1 यहाँ पे आ रही है। So hence if both are varying, then that means the both variable will be eliminated. Same way आप same can be proved by using algebraic methods. So just put the values here, a bar b bar plus a bar b plus a b bar plus a b. Again a bar आपने common निकाला, in this bracket becomes b bar plus b. Here you have taken a common, b bar plus b. b bar plus b, b bar plus b is nothing but 1. So 1 into a will be a and 1 into a bar will be a bar. So again a bar plus a will be always 1. So hence you got the value of function f5 as 1. What it means? It means that output of your function will be always 1. आपके a और b की वैल्यू कुछ भी रहे, either it is 0 or 1, the value of this function will be always equals to 1. So in this way you can minimize your SOP expression, two variables SOP expression. Okay, so I hope you got this concept, and it is very important. We will just complete our discussion. I will just take 5 more minutes of yours. So just stay with me. So the same things which we have discussed already, it is explained here. Okay, so just pay attention here. That two pairs adjacent to each other can be combined to form a four square or a quad. I have just now mentioned that. What do you mean by pairs? पेयर का फॉर्म होता है जब दो सेल आप कंबाइन करते हो, जब दो एडजेसेंट सेल्स कंबाइन करते हो। अब अर्लियर स्लाइड में इफ यू ऑब्जर्व, अर्लियर स्लाइड दिस वाज पेयर, दो एडजेसेंट सेल जब कंबाइन करते तब पेयर था। बट अगर आप लास्ट केस में देखोगे, यू कैन से दैट दो पेयर यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी थे। एक तो ऐसे लो या फिर ऐसे लो, कैसे भी आप दोनों दो पेयर अगर आपने लिए, तो नाउ इन दिस what you can say that you are combining two pairs now. This is one pair, this is one pair. Now when you combine two pairs, that combination is called as quad. Okay, और जब दो adjacent cells combine करते हो तो that is called as pair. So this is pair, pair, it is also pair, it is also pair, and it is quad. Okay, to read the map after minimization. Okay, so what we have done the minimization using either combining the adjacent cell as pair or combining adjacent pairs as quad. तो अगर क्वाड आपने किया तो क्या होगा, बोथ वेरिएबल्स विल बी एलिमिनेटेड. अगर चार सेल्स आपने टोटल, quad is nothing but four cells. So if you combine four cells, then what will happen, two variables will be eliminated, both variable will be eliminated. और अगर आपने दो एडजेसेंट सेल्स कंबाइन किए, दैट मीन्स इफ यू आर कंबाइनिंग टू फॉर्म अ पेयर, देन इन दैट पेयर ओनली वन वेरिएबल विल बी एलिमिनेटेड. कौन सा? विच इज नॉट कांस्टेंट. So now the elimination has been done. Okay, so but now how to read the map after minimization, है ना. मिनिमाइज तो हो गया, लेकिन फिर उसकी वैल्यू कैसे रीड करनी. सो टू रीड द मैप आफ्टर मिनिमाइजेशन, consider only those variables which remain constant throughout the square. Okay, and ignore the variable which is varying. We have already seen that you have to read the map as only the variables which are remaining only constant, and the variables which are varying, you have to eliminate them, you have to ignore them. Write the non-complemented variable if variable is remaining constant as 1, है ना. तो अगर 1 वैल्यू होगी आपके वेरिएबल की, जो कांस्टेंट वेरिएबल है, अगर उसकी वैल्यू 1 होगी तो आपको नॉन कॉम्प्लीमेंटेड फॉर्म में लिखना है. दैट इज इफ a is having 1, then you have to write a only, and the complemented variable if the variable is remaining constant as 0, and if the value of, let's say, a is constant and its value is 0, then you have to write a bar. Okay, if the value of a is 1 and a is constant, then you have to write only a. In figure, f1 is read as a bar because along the square a remains constant as b, a remains constant as 0, whereas b is changing from 0 to 1. You can observe this, that in f1, that is, let me go to the earlier. So this is your f1. So is f1, the a is remaining constant as 0, whereas b is varying from 0 to 1. Hence this can be read as a bar, f1 equals to a bar. Similarly in f3 can be read as b. Why? Because the value of b is remaining constant as 1, whereas a is varying. That's why a will be cancelled, and this combinedly can be read as b. Similarly in f5, both are varying, both variables are varying from 0 1 0 1, and not a single variable is constant. So that's why f1 can be read as 1. The same has been mentioned here. Now it will make, now whatever we have discussed, it will make more sense to you when we see the example. So I will just complete it in couple of minutes, and I will forward this PPT to you. So just go through this PPT. So simple expression, you have to reduce the expression, and this is the given expression. You have to reduce it. So now three minterms are present. If you observe carefully, it is sum of product form and it has three minterms. So this is minterm number 0. Why? Because both are complement. So you have to write 0 0. Here it is 0 1, and AB is nothing but 1 1. So that means 0 1 3. That is three minterms are present here, and this is the given form 0 1 3. So again आपको क्या करना है, K map draw करना है, and you have to map these minterms. So since 0 1 3 minterms are present at the output function, you have to put 1 1 1 here. Second minterm is absent, so you have to put 0 here. So this is mapping is done. Now you have to go for the minimization. So how will you minimize? If you observe, these two are nothing but adjacent cells. So this red cell, I have denoted it by red. अगेन यहाँ पे भी 1 है, तो आप ऐसा भी दूसरा एडजेसेंट सेल बना सकते हैं, एक ऐसा भी और एक ऐसा भी. नाउ ऑल द वंस आर कवर्ड. अभी कोई एडजेसेंट सेल नहीं है. एक रेड, देयर वाज टू पेयर, one pair was denoted by red and other pair is denoted by blue. So in one pair which is indicated by red color, A is constant at 0 but V is varying. So here you can observe A is constant at 0. So what will be the final combination, the output after this final combination? B will be cancelled. I'm talking about red. Okay, so B will be cancelled, and since the value of A is 0, you have to read this combination as A bar, यहाँ पे A bar. Whereas in the other pair indicated by blue color, B is constant as 1. Now here you can observe B is constant as 1, but A is varying from 0 to 1. A is varying from 0 to 1. You can observe. So the reduced equation now becomes, so you have to read B की value 1 है, A eliminate हो जाएगा, so you have to write A. Also you have to write B. And since it is sum of product, so the operation will be sum. Now you can observe this was your function earlier, and this is the minimized function, and this minimization you have done by using K-map. Okay, so in the next lecture I will go through this example for one more time. Don't worry about it, and if you are having any problems regarding up to this point, then you can ask me. And sorry for taking the time, extra 7 minutes I have taken, so sorry for that. And we will conclude our discussion here. So thank you.